What is up, YouTube fam? Your boy is back on the grind one more time, and I am in the garage here, you guys. I actually just picked up the Caprice right there from the shop. So while I was gone, I had it in the shop. I had them look at my transmission. It used to shift really hard, and it still does, just not as hard between first and second gear. I guess from the shift kit that he put in it, and some other things that he did to it, it gives it a really aggressive shift in between first and second gear. He was telling me that's pretty much how you want it. I guess it allows you to do a number of things, but in particular, if you want to do like crazy burnouts, it gives you that aggressive shift between first and second gear and holds the line pressure or something. I don't know. I don't know anything really about transmissions, but he was basically telling me that's what I want. Being that I don't really drive the car extremely hard, it's just mostly a cruiser, but occasionally I'll get on it. I'll do some burnouts, things like that. It shifts really hard, and for somebody that just kind of drives it more as like a cruiser, and you know, like I said, get on it every now and then. I don't know if I really want that crazy of an aggressive of a shift, especially between the first and second gear. I mean, sometimes it's so hard I can hear the rear end kind of like clank, because it's building pressure, it's building, and all of a sudden it shifts. And then you could just kind of hear the drivetrain just go like clunk, because it's catching. And I didn't really like that. I didn't think it was too safe, but apparently he was saying it won't do anything. So I don't know. But anyways, so what he did was change a spring in it. And then he did a couple other things as well. He turned the line pressure down a little bit. So it still shifts pretty hard, but it's not as hard as it used to be. So I'm just going to roll with it for now. I really don't know nothing about transmission. So if I did not explain any of this correctly, that is why. I don't know anything about transmission. So that's why I took it back to him and kind of just gave him my 2 cents on it. But he drove it around and he seems to think that it's fine. He did say he can turn it back down again by changing the spring and doing a number of other things that it'd probably take about an hour. It wouldn't take too long. So if I wanted it a little bit smoother, he would change it for me. So anyways, I'm just going to drive it like this. I probably actually won't do anything with it, you guys. I'm really tired of working on the Caprice and I just want to just drive the damn thing. So I'm probably just going to roll with it and just kind of see how it goes for the summer. With all that being said, when I went to get in the car, this is not transmission related. You know, nice day out today. It's sunny. Let me flip this camera around. Extremely nice outside. And, you know, roll the windows down, start the car, get ready to cruise it, turn on the stereo, and nothing. I have absolutely nothing coming from the sound. I'm already driving. We were going to actually stop by the outlets that were up near the shop that I take the car to. And when I popped the trunk, this whole speaker box was shifted on this side. All this stuff was turned upside down and everything, and I knew exactly what it was from. It was either from them test driving the car, maybe taking a hard corner or something like that, and then this thing shifts over. Now, I've never had that done before, even with me driving. Obviously, I don't have this secured down. I've done it before up there, just so it doesn't fall down or anything like that. But as far as setting it down here, I mean, this is a heavy box, so you got to, you know, whip a corner really hard. I'm not saying nobody secures their speaker boxes down, but I've never had any issues with it sliding. So I don't know what was up, but with that being said, this is why none of it worked, because you guys can see there, you see how there's wires missing here, there's wires just kind of hanging, not connected. Over here, the wire actually totally detached from the speaker up there. Up there, my 6x9 up there. So basically, when the speaker box shifted, it ripped out all the speaker wires and a couple other wires, so I have nothing. Now, with that being said, when I finally got home to kind of diagnose things, first, let me back up. I was still at the outlet, and I figured out that none of my amps were turning on. Not even my power cap. No power, no nothing. Did not know what that was from. I was really hoping that maybe some wires didn't cross touch or something like that and maybe pop a fuse or blow up something. So I checked the fuses and everything. All the fuses were good. And since we were at the outlets, I didn't want to hold up my girl or anything like that. So what we did is just we went and shopped, didn't really find nothing. So then when we got back home, I started diagnosing it. And the remote wire, I thought maybe it got crimped or something when everything kind of shifted over. Maybe it was touching or arcing or something against the sheet metal or something like that. So I went inside the car and I pulled the seat back, and then I started pulling this out from behind the seat, and just to kind of see if maybe it got cut against the sheet metal or something, and it just wasn't supplying power. Maybe it got shorted or something like that, and nothing, totally clean. Then I thought, well, man, maybe when they did something back there and that speaker box shifted, maybe it fried my new deck. Because the deck was turning on, but just no sound in the car whatsoever. So just to make a long story short, this is the remote wire here coming from the deck. So what I did is I took my voltmeter, and I would figure I would get some sort of power coming from this, because the remote wire obviously turns on the amps. So I hooked up my meter, and I was getting power from here, a full 12 volts. So I knew at least that was working. So I was like, okay, well, let me just see if the stereo works at all. So I hooked up a spare speaker here, and I just took out 2 of these lines, and I attached them to the speaker, and I got sound. So I was like, okay, that's a good sign. And then what it all came down to is, I guess this wire is no good, which is really, really, really odd. Because when I hooked up a new fresh batch of wiring, I tested 2 wires. I tested this wire and the amp came on. I tested this wire and the other amp came on. So when I tested them a couple times, and the amps both turned on. When I put this one back on, nothing. When I put a voltmeter to the end of it, which is right here, this was actually what was attached to the amp, nothing. So I guess that wire is just bad, like no good or something. I don't know. I've only ever had that happen on RCA plugs. So these right here, I've had those go bad where you hook those up and there's absolutely nothing. So either maybe they just get corroded or they just don't flow any current or something like that through, but I've never had a remote wire go bad. So that remote wire is pretty dang new. I got it in a kit, and the kit got good reviews. So I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence where this all happened, and then that was probably just going to happen at some point, and it did. I don't know. It's just really, really, really strange. So that wire is not getting any flow through it at all. And like I said, I hooked up these 2 wires and they turn on the amps, no problem. So I really don't know what's up with that. So I guess I'm just going to have to fix that and address it. It sucks because today I didn't want to have to do all this. I swear, man, it's always something with these cars, man. Always something. On a positive note, I found my sunglasses. I had lost those, and they ended up being under my seat. That's a plus. Now I was gonna call the shop and just call them and say, hey, this happened. All my wires ripped out, whatnot. But at the end of the day, I was thinking about it. I was like, well, what are they really, really gonna do? Unless something like really, really broke or something wasn't working. You know, I didn't really know. I mean, obviously it's taking time out of my day, but I mean, I didn't want to wait around and have them try to figure out what was up when I could pretty much diagnose it myself. I know it wasn't my fault, and I know I probably should reach out to them. Maybe I still will, but if something wasn't working, like the amps went out or something arced or something, you know, shorted out, or my deck didn't work, then I would definitely be giving them a call. But being that for some reason that wire just went bad for some reason, and you know, now I know what it is. It's just a really big inconvenience, you guys. At this point, it's not really worth my time and effort just to try to just prove a point. So like I said, it'd be different if something wasn't working or they broke something, but you know, it is what it is. At least I figured it out. That probably would have happened at some point, and then It might even took me longer to figure out, but anyways, I got it done. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix this right now. I'm just chalking it up to the game. Hopefully everything works, and then I'll be good to go. What I really wanted to do is get the Skylark more tore down in preparation for paint. I only got a week to get this thing tore down. And what do I mean by tore down? I mean, take these trim pieces off, like these small trim pieces off, the bumper, the rear bumper, take these off, the emblems, just really small things, you guys. And but you know, obviously I need time to do it, so that's why I really kind of just wanted to attack this. It looks like I'm going to be trying to handle this for right now, and then we'll just kind of just go from there. All right, you guys, another thing I got done, and I didn't show this, is I got some exhaust work done. If you see right there where that joint is, I had that installed. That way, if I ever have to drop this portion of the exhaust, I can, just in case I want to lower or take down my transmission. Just because it was a pain in the butt to try and take down the transmission by taking off the entire exhaust, because I had to take off the whole exhaust basically to get the transmission down. So that right there will help me out a ton. So I'm glad I got that done. Wasn't too bad of a price, so I went ahead and got it done. But yeah, exhaust is clean. If you guys didn't know, I have cutouts as well, and those sound like a freaking monster when they're open, so I like it. And they don't completely seal. You can still kind of hear it just a little bit, but I kind of like it because it gives it a raspy kind of sound, and I actually really like that. So I really enjoy those cutouts. I think it gives it a totally different look and sound when they are open. All right, y'all, we're gonna take this for a little cruise, see how it's going, and then try to get it up to warmer temps, and I'm gonna come back and check the fluid. Also got my GoPro attached as well, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that hard shift, man. It's still shifting kind of hard. But I don't know, we'll see what's up with it. love driving this thing, man. It drives so good, so good. I actually need to get gas. So I am still running the stock tank on this. I got a Grand National fuel sender, and the only issue I have with this tank is the sloshing. So sometimes, every now and then, I can get fuel starvation just because there's no baffle in the stock tank. So what I do is I try not to run it too much under a quarter tank, and what that does is it helps eliminate that. So I've only been caught maybe twice for fuel starvation, but for the most part I've been good. Man, rides good, man. I need to get some gas though. All right, y'all, got some gas, so I'm just about to go on a little cruise here. Thing gets up, boy. Sunny day. I'll take it. Of course, there's a car in front of me. It's rush hour right now, so it's like so many cars on the road right now, so I can't really do much, but I wanted to try to get this thing on the road a little bit, kind of see what it sounds like. y'all. Look how clean it is back here. Oh, you know I got that fire extinguisher, man. I got fire extinguisher in every car now. But look how clean this is. The original OG padding, y'all. Original OG. Now, this stuff is fragile as heck, man. If I were to like lift it right here or something, it probably would tear. But look at that, man. OG under the seat. Look how clean that sheet metal is. Look how clean the floor is. Man, clean, clean, clean. OG. OG, just how I like them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Caprice dialed in. There will be videos on the Skylark as well as we get that ready to take to paint in 1 week. So I'm excited about this. And shoot, man, summer's here. It's nice. As you can see, t-shirt on. It's warm. Man, I'm loving it. I love this time of year. So, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys stay tuned for more. More is coming. All right, deuces out of here.